Hey, what's good? Welcome to That Guy Talks. And in this episode, I'm talking Loki, the season finale, episode 6, Disney Plus, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, wraps up its latest installment of television streaming content for us, Loki. Now, if you see my previous review, actually, before we even get into that, because I'm not doing an intro thing, really, I haven't created a new intro yet, so I still should talk to you and tell you if you're new to the channel and you're into film talk, television-related stuff, streaming, all sorts of stuff like that, and you want to listen to a nutcase talk about that stuff, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and the notification bell so you know when I put up new content and you don't miss it when I put stuff up. So let's get into it. So, no spoilers here, by the way. Let me also just say that up front, no spoilers. Quick summary, reaction, review to the season finale of Loki episode 6. Okay. I did, start with this. I did start with episode 1, 2, 3, and I have stayed consistent. I have given you my take on that. If you want to see those videos, knock yourself out. But this is the one that really counts. This is the final one. I didn't think it was that great. And again, as I always say, I preface all of my streaming stuff when I'm talking about streaming, Marvel MCU stuff. I am not the comic book fanboy guy. I totally respect you guys, and I sometimes I wish I was. Sometimes I feel like I missed the boat, and there are certain universes that I wish I can get into. I was never a huge comic book fan, so I just wanted to make that note ahead of time. I usually do preface everything by saying that, but one of my friends actually pointed out to me that in one of my episodes, I see you, shout out to my boy Ken. He pointed out to me that in the last Loki review, I might have been a little obnoxious or too cheeky with the fanboys and the way I talked about, I said something sarcastic, so he didn't want them to come after me with like sabers and stuff and lightsabers. So I said, okay, let me make sure that I preface everything by first saying I'm not Mr. Fanboy. I don't know all the little tiny details and what's this, that, and that in these episodes. So I do these reviews as a layman watching the show, and no disrespect to the fanboys and to the people who are heavily into this stuff. I truly respect you guys, and I admire the fact that you're so wrapped up in these universes. I'm wrapped up in a few things, but I just was never the comic book boy. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's get into my thoughts on Loki episode 6 season finale. First thing I will say is I actually enjoyed the opening when they did I've always liked the music for this show. I think that the woman doing the music for this is fantastic. But the way they opened with the Marvel, the logo, Marvel Studio logo coming up with all the shots of all the different, I like that it had voices in it. I thought about that. I was like, is that just for this episode, or are they going to continue? Like when you see the movies, they're going to have that. I like the actual voices going in there. I thought that was a good thing. I think the opening and the whole multiverse, like going through the universe thing, I thought that looked great. I was like, it's like a really good episode of like a Neil deGrasse Tyson video or something. Like it just had it was done well. I liked it. Again, no spoilers here. We're just going to talk about this. I'm just going to tell you my reaction. They trace everything down. If you remember the last episode, they end up and you see like this huge castle, whatever is in the background. They wind up getting in there and they wind up, meeting the person who's behind everything. And this guy is what's his name? Jonathan W. I know it's with a W. Jonathan Majors. I'm sorry. Jonathan Majors is the actor who plays this guy, and he's probably the highlight of the whole show. It is a 46-minute, I think, episode, so it's a rather short episode, and most of that time is spent with just Loki and Sylvie and this guy. And that's pretty much the extent of it. As far as what I was looking for and what makes me not think it was so great is the resolution, conclusion, certain questions being answered, puzzle pieces being filled in. Again, for the people like myself who aren't necessarily privy to every little detail and all the different things that are to come, I kind of was looking for a little more resolution before they close it. Not complete resolution, not end a series, because apparently they're going to do another season. But I just felt like I wanted to be roped in a little bit more and get some answers and feel like, okay, just feel like that. And then be further excited and committed to go into season 2. I would have felt that was much better, but that didn't happen here. And I will liken, again, hopefully no spoilers here, the guy who plays He Who Remains. I likened him to the architect in The Matrix Reloaded. It was sort of this scene, a very verbose garrulous. He's a loquacious guy, chatty, effusive, if you will, with a comic overtone and dramatic flair as well. So it's really, really well done. I will say that it was well written and well executed, specifically by Jonathan Majors. So that's probably the highlight of that whole episode. Mobius is in this briefly. And again, if you go back to my other reviews on my episodes, really for me, the show was going to be Mobius and Loki together. Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston together. For me, that was the show, but that took a dive a long time ago. So here we are. They confront this guy and they get a few answers. It's kind of a convoluted answer. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm still scratching my head. I probably have to watch it again. But I feel like going into the next season, it didn't offer enough for the people like myself, again, the laymen who are watching it expecting to get something else or expecting to have some reveal that was going to make it that much more exciting for us. That's how I feel about it. My first reaction was I just hated it. But I'm kind of pulling back on that a little bit. It wasn't terrible. I actually like the production design. Go with me on this one. I don't know if anyone paid attention and peeped this, but the production design on this, the place they actually end up where they're talking to this dude that I'm telling you about, Jonathan Majors' character, He Who Remains, incredible, like black marble, kind of this Roman kind of looking stuff and great architecture. And he had this really cool desk. That desk was like to die for. The desk, and he had like these leather chairs, kind of like these Ralph Lauren home black leather chairs with black accent. I was like, damn, that's some gangster shit. The production design I very much enjoyed in this episode. I liked the whole space thing, the things they showed. I liked the opening with the voices going through the Marvel Studio thing. I thought that was great. This guy, Jonathan Majors, again, I can't stress that enough. That is probably the highlight of the entire episode. I think most people, especially those of you who are familiar with all the little details and who this character really is and what he represents and where this is going, you guys are going to love it. For me, again, in wrapping up, I thought it was okay. Really more disappointed than anything, only because I wanted to feel like I had a rationale, like something to make me go ahead and watch season 2 and anticipate it. Right now, I feel like, okay, when they come out with season 2, I'm of course going to watch it. I'm not going to boycott it. It's not like I'm going to say, oh, no, I refuse to watch season 2 of Loki. No, I'm going to watch season 2. I'm not particularly excited to watch season 2. So we'll see what happens. I felt like Renslayer, Judge Renslayer, she's like a religious, like righteous zealot or something like that, like in her whole dedication and thing to the TVA, and someone's got to control stuff and we have to stay like, it just seemed like she just seemed that, I don't know. Not impressed with her. I thought it was going to be much more about her or much more to do with her character and some revelations revolving around her. There is some interesting things that take place in this episode. Again, no spoilers, but yeah, it wasn't enough. So that's how I feel about it. All right, Loki season finale. It ended. All right. I guess they'll be back whenever. They'll be back soon. So hang on to your seats, people. We'll see where this goes. All right. That's it for me on That Guy Talks. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button. I truly appreciate that as I grow the channel. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, hook me up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification button. I promise you it gets better than this. It gets better. So hit the subscribe button. Stick around with me. Hit the notification bell so you know when I put up new content. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.